Lessons, podcasts, games, and more make languages fun and engaging. You might even forget you're learning. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. Babbel teaches language skills you'll actually use, about travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you having real conversation in as little as 3 weeks.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are voiced by real native speakers, you'll get pronunciation just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Get Babbel. Starts here. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Radio 560 KSMO San Francisco, KSAN HD2 San Mateo, a Cumulus media station.
A pledge from the president after a bridge collapse in Baltimore. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
This is going to take some time. The people of Baltimore can count on us, so just stick with them every step of the way. The port is reopened and the bridge is rebuilt.
President Biden saying moments ago it's his intention for the federal government to pay for the bridge replacement. The Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsing early today after a container ship lost power and hit the bridge.
We can confirm that the crew notified authorities of a power issue.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore says the crew's Mayday call allowed officials to stop more vehicles from crossing the bridge. The collapse did take down a construction crew that was filling potholes at the time. 2 people were found, one refusing treatment, the other is hospitalized. 6 more remain missing as a search, including with divers, continues. The NTSB is investigating. Supreme Court justices are sounding skeptical that plaintiffs in an abortion pill fight have legal standing for the case. Abortion opponents, including doctors, are challenging FDA's decisions on mifepristone and arguing safety risks are impacting them.
This is a group of doctors and an organization representing pro-life doctors who say they don't want to be in the position of having to treat women in an emergency basis who have gotten mifepristone, one of the 2 pills used in medicated abortions, who show up at emergency rooms. These doctors don't want to be roped into a situation where maybe they have to end a pregnancy when that stands in conflict with their own personal beliefs. So the court heard a lot about those things today, but still most of these justices didn't seem like they could get past the issue of whether these doctors can show they've had any injury. Where's the example that you're being roped into this situation?
Fox's Shannon Bream at the Supreme Court, where supporters on both sides have been rallying for hours. America is listening to Fox News.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. Hungry kids get sick more often and can struggle in school. It can be harder for them to focus and learn. But one simple
800-508-6108. That's 800-508-6108.
All investments involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results. KSFO traffic.
This report is sponsored by Caltrans Clean California.
Would you like your community to be recognized as a beautiful and clean place to live? Help the place you love become a designated Clean California community. Take the pledge today at cleanca.com. Zero litter is the goal.
Look out for a crash in Milpitas, southbound 80 before 257 in the left lane, slow from 6th and Landing Road. Cambridge to the left and the West 80 approach, slow starting at El Portal. San Francisco, we do have a power outage affecting the area of Park Presidio, heading south of the Golden Gate Bridge, also parts of Bush Street as well. That's traffic. I'm Elaine Leon. This report is sponsored by Pacific Coast Termites. Americans pay about $5 billion to control termites and repair their damage every year. People underestimate exactly how much damage they do. Call Pacific Coast Termites today at 800 Pacific for a free home inspection. Certain restrictions apply.
This is Chris Dolan.
And I'm Vanessa Dennison, senior attorney from the Dolan Law Firm. Chris, what's with all these out-of-town personal injury firms coming into the Bay Area with these catchy jingles and funny names?
Unlike the Dolan Law Firm, most of these firms are from out of state or in LA.
The Dolan Law Firm is headquartered right here in San Francisco, going on 30 years.
We live here, we work here, we win here. Dolan Law Firm, for the best lawyers we hope you'll never meet.
DashCam.com.
From the NYPD to the Secret Service to behind the microphone, taking the fight to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Dan Bongino Show. Here he is, Dan Bongino.
Valuable lessons I've learned. I feel like there's never enough time on both the radio and the podcast to pass them on. But when they're really valuable, I mention them a lot. Because, you gotta triage your time. And one of the most valuable lessons on a politically centered podcast like this one I can pass it. It's one I have this. So much so you B1 listeners, something tattooed on your brain record. Is that politics is only Tuesday. Snapshots and sound. And man, that's it. If you don't understand that, tell like you're in the wrong space. It's like trying out to be the right fielder for the Yankees and going, yeah, I'm not really good with the whole fly ball thing. Well, then maybe we should try maybe second base. But the outfield ain't for you. Politics is pictures. It's pictures and sound bites. That's for a reason. It's for a very tactical reason. Because people work for a living. That's why. They're not sitting there all day reading your 51-page white paper on the marginal benefits of a decrease in the capital gains tax. They're perfectly capable of understanding it in a quick soundbite. They don't need to read all your reasoning. They've got stuff to do. Like important stuff. Like carpenters building a house, moms raising the kids, pilots flying planes. They don't need your. They don't need a 65-page treatise. The Democrats used to get this, but amazingly, Donald Trump has them so spinning in circles out of their just political bloodlust for this guy. That's something they've been really good at in the past, the soundbite and snapshot game. They are now just routinely getting their rumps handed to them by Donald Trump, who just aces them at this every time. Listen, I can prove it to you. Obama was the king of soundbites. He was. The guy got elected twice on hope he changes. Like, no one even know. Does anyone to this day know what that even meant? Hope for what? Change what? The tax code? The financial support system for the education? What change? What are you even talking about? Everybody like, hope he's changing. Oh, what? Okay, does that mean anything? The answer is no. It meant whatever you thought it was. It meant. It was, like I always use the Gozer the Gozerian analogy from Ghostbusters. Gozer was whatever you thought he was. That's how he turned into the Stay Puft Marshmallow. That's Obama, Beto, Joe Biden, whatever you think they are. So Obama knew that this soundbite would work. It's incredible that they keep trying this, though. With Donald Trump, who is probably the first Republican since Reagan to master the soundbite game. Reagan was good at it. Now, I was young. I'm not going to pretend to be some Reagan expert. I was born in 74. You know, I was 10 when he was halfway through his term, okay? But he's the first president I remember. And I know my parents loved him. Even though my mom was no diehard Republican. God rest her soul. She loved him. Because he was quick and he was funny. There's 1,000, or Jim can vouch. He's a little older than me. It was a soundbite of Reagan on the news every night. That's why the guy got reelected in a landslide you'll never see again in American history. Won 49 states. You'll never see that again. Not in our life. Donald Trump, although I don't think the speeches long run, the speeches are definitely, Reagan had a different style. Or the snapshot game than Trump. And the left just keeps serving this stuff up on a platter to this guy. You had to know he was going to show up in court yesterday because he wanted the opportunity for the picture. He probably knew the appeals thing was going to come down. He knew he was going to have every camera in the world in this separate thing up in New York. So he shows up and has the opportunity to do what? Deliver a killer soundbite that was all over the news, that again aced every one of his political opponents, because the greatest gift in politics is to have stupid enemies. And my gosh, messing with the soundbite king on this stuff is just a consistently good way to get your rump handed to you over and over again. This is a quick one. Excuse me. Jim, cue up for me, cut 3. Donald Trump knows every camera on planet Earth is pointed at him yesterday. And because he is just a natural at this. You don't have to like the guy, folks. But you damn well better respect him. I mean, if you watch the end of my podcast talking about Al Green and the Democrats in a wheelchair, which we'll get to later, I can respect what Democrats do without liking it, because I'm not stupid. Hauling Al Green in scrubs after abdominal surgery to vote on impeachment, the Democrats, folks, that's balls. I'm telling you, you don't have to like them, but you better respect them. The Democrats cannot do the same with Trump. So the bond gets reduced, and Jim, cue up, you gotta listen close. A reporter yells out, "Hey, Donald, what's your collateral gonna be now?" And this rocketed around the internet yesterday. Check this out. Cash, baby. Now I know the liberals are persuadable, swayable, independent voters, and even some old school blue dog Democrats. There are some left. Tennessee, West Virginia, Kentucky, a lot of them. That's not how they see it. They see a guy being abused by a fake justice system. You give him one opportunity to say something, he turns around, looks in the camera. What are you going to do now about the collateral? How are you going to post? All anybody's going to remember about that. No one's thinking about what the 50 James had for lunch. No one's thinking about any of that stuff. Letitia James has got her political rump handed to her. Again, I'm candid about it. It's not a great day. I mean, yeah, the bond got cut in half. There should be no bond at all. Donald Trump was convicted of a fake crime, no fraud, no victim. But if you're going to play political games, then you better be better prepared to deal with the soundbite king. And the left is totally unprepared to deal with this guy, just like they were unprepared to deal with Reagan, and that's why they lost 49 states. I'm not suggesting that's going to happen here. There are a lot of people on the left who really hated Donald Trump. The people who hated Reagan were, it definitely wasn't as large as the group that hates this guy. Reagan had kind of a different disposition. I don't mind Trump's disposition at all. I like,